So, hello again. This is Engineer Kuing. So we are to discuss, kahit intro mo na, introduction class on superstructure bridge design. Design of bridge superstructure. Okay. So let me share my screen. Yeah. Okay. Here. Okay. So again, we are to discuss, intro. Introduction on bridge superstructure design. Uh, yes. Okay. So, supposedly, syempre, prior to design, ang pinakaunang i-discuss dapat natin talaga is yung loadings. Syempre, prior to designing the members, supposedly, alam muna natin kung gaano kabigat or ano yung severity ng loads na bubuhatin niya. Para sure tayo na ma-survive niya. Hindi mag-fail yung design natin. Okay? So, unlike buildings class, supposedly, parang may two path. Dalawa yung dadaanan ng ating loadings in terms of a bridge. So, dadaan muna klase yan dun sa superstructure. So, na-discuss naman na natin yun. No? So, superstructure natin, supposedly, parang ito yung silver lining natin, yung bearing. Okay? Tapos, bearing, tama siya sa superstructure. Sorry. Lamig. Okay? So again, superstructure, yun yung task. Technically, yung horizontal part. Right? So parang ito yung silver lining natin. Tapos everything plus yung mga vertical nasa baba ng bearing, supposedly class. Parang yung discussion natin nung yun yung tinatawag natin na substructure. So ang galawan, syempre yung loads class dun sa deck. Bubuhatin muna nung deck. Lahat class nung binuhat ng deck, kasama na yung sarili niya, bubuhatin ng girder. That's from girder to bearings. Tapos bearings class to abutment or pier. Siyempre, yung parehas to. Gawin na natin magka-level. So, parang yung abutment, yun lang yung dalawang nasa gilid. So itong pair class yan, yung parang in between. Yeah. Followed by class yung foundation. Yan. So, supposedly, kung meron pang susunod dito, class, yung piles. Parang, okay? Tapos lastly, syempre, yung pinaka magbubuhat ng lahat, class, yung soil natin. Uh, okay? So, supposedly, ganito class ang load path natin. Just to differentiate class from our buildings. Syempre, buildings diba is from roof to beams to columns, tapos to footing, tapos to side. So, pag bridge class, again, we start with the deck. Yun kasi yung topmost. Okay? Followed by the girders, then the bearings, abutment, or yung piers. Technically, magka-level kasi to. Followed by the foundation, and then the soil. Okay? So, ito namang class yung parang pinaka-design flow chart natin. So, syempre, due to the load path, supposedly, we are to design from top to bottom. Okay? Tapos, ito yung parang pinaka ah flowchart ng design natin. So, una natin i-design class, being the step one, syempre, prior to designing, dapat alam muna natin yung preliminary design data. Anong material gagamitin natin, ano yung plano, asan yung site, ano yung factors dun sa site, and so on. Okay? So, pag nakuha na natin lahat ng general info class, gaano ka laki yung bridge, ganun, gaano kataas, gaano kahaba, ano yung obstacle niya, saan siya magdaland, and so on. So, that falls under general information. Okay? So, pag okay na tayo doon, mag-move na tayo doon sa pinakataas ng bridge. So, again, that's as per load transfer, magsa-start tayo sa deck. So, knowing all the general info, tapos kaya na rin natin kunin yung ating loadings. Supposedly, magde-design na tayo ng concrete deck ng bridge. So, after nun, syempre, ang dinesign kasi natin kasi is the girder bridge. Okay? So, supposedly, RC deck, uh, RC deck, tapos steel girder, yung uh, type ng bridge natin. Okay? So, syempre, after the deck class, who should be to follow is sorry, wait, sorry. Yeah. What will carry our deck is the girders. Okay? So, gawin na natin steel class kasi supposedly kung hindi yan steel, hirap naman kung, syempre, kung di steel, more or less, concrete. Okay, tapos kung concrete yan class, more or less, pre-stressed or parang gawa na. So, prefabricated, parang pre-made, pre-cast, parang ganun. Okay? So, sa ating class, again, gamit natin steel girder. So, kailangan natin i-design nun. Okay? So, may mga times class na haba-haba ng bridge natin. So, dapat alam mo class kung magsa-splice ka. Okay? Ano bang typical haba ng uh, pinakamahabang steel girder natin? Ano ba? Technically 6. Siguro special order kaya hanggang 12. 15 mahaba na masyado. 15 kasi 5 stories. Imagine ba natin? Plus, mahirap na siyang i-travel. Okay? So, pag na-meet mo class or hindi kasya yung pinamahabang girder natin class, kailangan natin magdugtong. So, dyan papasok ang tinatawag natin na splice. So, again class, para ma-transfer yung load all throughout the span of the beam, dapat class, decide rin natin yung splice. Okay? So, tayo lang naman pipili class kung bolted or welded. Basta supposedly, kapag magsa-splice tayo, dapat design muna natin yung splice. Okay? After nun, yun, design na natin yung mga miscellaneous ng steel natin. So, minsan kasi class, pag na-design mo na yung steel, may mga parang dagdag yan. So, kasama na siguro dyan class yung ating mga cross bracings, yun, ano yung bolted connections, and so on. So, doon nagpo-fall class yung ating miscellaneous design. Okay? So, pag okay na tayo doon class, ang next step natin supposedly is to design yung ating bearings. So, bearings class, ito yung parang earthquake resist plus ng bridge natin. Kapag pa yung bridge mo class, wala siyang bearing. Kaya discuss naman na natin ito nung module 1. No? So, dinedesign rin natin yun class para supposedly, parang ito kasi yung nag-act as connection ng superstructure ng bridge tsaka yung ating substructure. Okay? So, parang isipin nyo lang class, yung beam, yun yung pinaka-superstructure natin, yung substructure natin, yun yung column. So, dapat smooth class yung transfer from superstructure to, to substructure. So, ito yung nagko-connect doon. So, dapat i-design natin yan. Kasi parang it will come from a horizontal going to a vertical. So, it must be designed properly class for all of those loadings to transfer seamlessly nang hindi nasisira. Okay? So, after that class, yun, pwede natin design class yung dalawang nasa gilid ng bridge, yung abutment natin, or yung wing wall. Minsan kasi pag medyo mahaba yung patungan ng bridge natin, kailangan natin design class yung parang retaining wall niya. Sa gilid, parang ganun. Okay? So, after that class, pwede tayo mag-design ng pier. So, actually, ito, pwede namang interchangeable to eh. Yeah. Kasi parang at the same level nga sila, no? So, pero technically, bearing kasi, if ito out bearing, dapat dito muna eh. Kasi bearing next class is ito. Kaya, technically, meron din namang bearing pads dun sa may apat. Okay? So, after that class, syempre, pundasyon na tayo. So, parang yun, foundation. So, normally class, syempre, lalo pag yung obstacle kasi natin tubig. So, yung soil natin medyo soft or like hindi siya kaya ng foundation lang. Nag-install tayo ng piles. Okay? So, i-assume natin class na radiant ng piles para sa more or less lagi, typically class. Kasi ang mga bridges naman natin class, kung hindi man yan overpass, ang obstacle natin class is body of water. Hindi pwedeng foundation lang tayo class. Dapat pile foundation tayo pag ang obstacle natin is yung tubig. Okay? Tapos, others. So, kasama dyan class yung mga railings, yung mga approach design. Ano pa yung ibang ide-design natin. Okay? So, technically, again, class, yung flowchart ng design natin, nakadepende lang dito sa ating load path. Okay? So, from top to bottom tayo. So, we start class from the deck, ending in this file foundation. Okay? Yun, class. So, technically, siguro isa-isayin natin. Unahin natin yung, para pag-usapan natin, ano yung step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. Okay? Isipon na ko. Wait lang, class. Sorry. Okay? So, we talk about step 1. Step 1 being class, ano yung mga kailangan i-gather nating information prior to designing the deck. Okay? Yan. Ito lang. So, Kailangan natin class 1.1, step 1.1, kailangan natin class ang design criteria. Okay? Kailangan mo ng pag-decision ng class. Yeah. Kung ano class yung kailangan mo na i-gather ano yung mga governing codes. So, yung codes na yun, class, depende syempre kung nasaan ka. Technically, pinaka-location. Kung Pilipinas ka, use the code for the Philippines. Kung America class, use the codes. Basta kung ano yung nag-govern. Okay, tapos pag nasa Pilipinas ka naman, class under Baguio, syempre may mga local codes rin yan. Or like, tawag natin doon class is, ano ba? Kalimutan ko na. Basta merong city ordinances pa. Specifically. Tapos, iba pa ulit class pag nasa ano ka na, subdivision. So, minsan meron din silang konting specifications dun. So, technically, ang pinaka-titingnan natin dito, asan yung project mo? Tapos, what are the governing specifications saka codes that will apply to your project? Okay? Ayun. So, after nun, class, kailangan mo rin pag-desisyonan ano yung methodology gagamitin natin. Yung old school ba, yung new school, yung ASD or yung LRFD. Yeah. Okay? Pero supposedly, ang magsasabi rin yan kung ano class is yung parang pinaka-code natin. So, syempre, gusto niya para mag-apply dun sa code na gamit mo. So, yeah. Technically, i-check mo dun. Pero syempre, dapat yung pinaka-recent yung gagamitin natin. Yeah. Basta naman nag-a-apply siya dun. Okay? Tapos, ano yung live load requirements natin? So, syempre, alamin mo class, may sidewalk mo yun. So, kailangan ba natin ng pedestrian live load? Okay? Yeah, and so on. Parang ganun. Ano yung mga dadaan dun? Ah, parang ganun. Okay? Tapos, syempre, yung bridge width tsaka length natin. So, syempre, para malaman natin class kung anong type ng bridge, kailangan yan. Tapos, ano yung mga clearance requirements? Yan. Okay, so, ito ang parang pinaka-ano dito class is in terms of yan. So, pag horizontal clearance, syempre class, ilang lanes dapat yun. Okay, so dapat tanong mo na yung client kung anong gusto niya. Okay, tapos vertical clearance. So, syempre, minsan, baka overpass yan eh. So, dapat kung ang obstacle natin class is parang road, dapat pasok yung tatagos ba yung ating truck doon sa ating bridge. Okay? Tapos material properties. So, tanong mo ano yung materials na gagamitin kasi baka hindi kaya mag-deliver ng steel girdle doon. So, no choice tayo. Baka halo tayo. Okay? So, old school halo, popormahan muna and so on. Or baka mas pasok class yung something, yung mga materials. Architect ba tayo? Tapos, precast girder and so on. Okay? Tapos ano yung mga future wearing surface natin? Mag-asphalt ba tayo? Concrete. Tapos ano yung mga load modifiers? Yung parang discuss natin kasi sa previous modules. Okay? Yan. Anong limit state ng strength para malaman mo kung ano yung load modifier. Okay? So after obtaining class yung ating uh, design criteria, pwede na tayo dun sa step 2. So we're to obtain naman class yung ating geometry requirements. So, syempre, horizontal curve data tsaka yung alignment natin. So, curve ba yan o diretso lang? Tapos, vertical curve. So, yeah. So, tingnan natin kung straight ba to. Naka-skewed. Talagang mag-curve na gano'n. Parang plan view. Ano yung tsura niya dyan? Okay. There's a vertical curve naman class. Ganun ulit. So, syempre, pag overpass kasi yan. So, section view. Positionally, ganyan. Okay. Or siguro, gaganon lang. Yeah. Or siguro, uh, ganyan lang siya. Medyo vertical, ano. Yeah. Okay. Meron kasi ganun eh. So, kung ito yung point A, so ito yung point B, straight lang mga ganyan. Okay? Or i-curve natin ng ganun. Yeah. Or medyo ganyan, tapos straight pa ganun. So, you decide. Okay, what are the vertical curve? So, in terms of geometry, horizontal geometry, tapos vertical geometry. Okay? Tapos, syempre, with all that, ang next step natin, class, ano yung span arrangement study natin? Yan. So technically kasi ano yung pinaka-span, no? Hahati mo ba sa gitna? Mag-pair ka ba sa gitna? Ilang pairs yung gagamitin mo? So alam mo class yung pinaka-effective span doon, makakapili ka class kung anong bridge type yung best na magsusunod doon. So, kung ayaw ng kliyente mo class na may pier sa gitna, so you are to cover the whole span. You are to use the proper bridge type. Okay? Tapos, span arrangement. Yeah. So, paano mo hatiin yung pinaka-span? Parang ganun. So, mas maiksi ba? Tapos ganyan. Yan. So, minsan parang siguro kung rugged yung ating terrain, ganyan. So, may use din kung saan mo parang pinaka-ipapatong yung tier para in terms of yung arrangement ng pinaka-span natin. Okay? Tapos, same. So, ito, medyo connected dun sa location ng ating substructure. So, saan may lalagay class yung pinaka-approach, abutment, wing wall, tapos yung piers natin. So, syempre, considering kasi class yung pinaka-soil din. Ano yung soil? Kasi doon papatong yung pier mo, dapat, yeah, mas matigas agad yung parang ikaw pipili kasi kung saan may papatong yung foundation. Okay? Tapos, compute yung ating span length. Yan. Tapos, syempre, horizontal clearance. Okay? So, after nun, class, doon naman na tayo sa lupa ng class. Yes. Technically, kailangan mag-conduct ng soil report. Tapos, from the soil properties class, ano yung mga geotechnical recommendations na gagamitin natin? Yan. So, yun. So, boring lags, parang ito lang class yung pagbutas mo. Okay? So, andyan yung class. Parang gusto niya, gumamit tayo class ng soil test para malaman natin yung parang pinaka-geotechnical soil properties natin. So, from that class, parang, yeah. From the soil test, parang nandun na lahat, lahat, di ba? Nakita mo yung soil test class. Technically, sasabihin niya kung gaano kalalim, saan dapat ipapatong yung foundation. Okay? Tapos, soil bearing capacity. So, from those class, pwede tayo bumili ng mag-design kung ano yung foundation type natin. Okay? Papiles ba tayo? Normal isolated footing lang ba? Strip footing ba tayo? Imamat ba natin? Okay? So, syempre, andyan na rin class yung allowable bearing pressure natin. So, yan naman yung parang pinakagusto nating makita class. Ano yung kaya buhatin ng soil mo? Yan. Tapos, allowable settlement as per yung ating soil, yung overturning moment, sliding moment, tsaka yung allowable pile resistance natin. Okay? Okay? So, after nun class, yung girder naman na. Ano naman yung specs class ng optimum girder natin? Okay? So, ano natin na steel class, anong type ng steel? So, marami kasi yan class, di ba? Siyempre, ang pinakasikat yung I-beam. Pero meron din naman tayo ng box. Parang ganyan. Okay? Tapos, syempre, ano yung girder spacing. Tapos, ano yung approximate depth ng girder natin. So, meron mga rule of thumb tayo. Okay? So, approximate lang naman muna to. Para lang ma-imagine mo class in terms of elevations. Parang ganun. Okay? Layout doon sa bridge. Tapos, syempre, class ang pinakamalaga, ito. Kumbaga lahat, ito kasi class nakadikit yan. So, kung tatansyahin mo class, aabot ba yung vertical clearance? Kasya bang isang truck class na tumagos kapag yung obstacle natin class is our road? Makakalagpas ba yung ating truck? Siguro, ang pinaka-isang example yan class, yung footbridge. Kung alam nyo class doon sa may City Hall, yeah. City Hall class papunta dun sa Kayak, dun sa police station. Di ba? May bridge doon class. Siguro nag-survive lang yung bridge na about a year ata. Yeah. Pinaka-problema ng class, binakbak yun. Try na puntahan kasi hindi kasha yung mga truck. Okay? So, pinatagal muna nila konti. So, isipin nyo lang for a year, bawal ang truck doon. Kaso, napagtanto nila class parang naging traffic. Pag nire-route pa nila yung mga truck. So, it's better na, imbes na i-reroute yung truck, sin na lang natin yung bridge na pinatayo natin. Kaya kung titingnan nyo class, wala na yung footbridge doon. Pero may remnants. Andun pa class yung kanyang uh, column. Yeah. Paano lang, no? Parang hindi na pagplanuhan. Sayang na naman yung, you know. Okay? So, after all those class, consider natin yung aesthetics. Ito yung module 1 natin class. No? Meron naman na tayong law class that we are to consider aesthetics in terms of the design of a bridge. Okay? So, in terms of bridge aesthetics class, syempre dapat hindi mawala class yung function, proportion, harmony, order, rhythm, construct, texture, tsaka yung light and shadow. Okay? So, ito class yung discuss natin ng module. Okay, so summarizing class. prior to designing the deck class, dapat ito yung parang pinaka-preliminary design data natin. So, we start class with the design criteria. So, ano class yung methodology na gagamitin, ano yung codes na gagalangin natin, and so on. Tapos, geometry requirements, ano yung horizontal at vertical clearance, alignment. Yan. Tapos, span study para short tayo kung anong bridge type yung gagamitin, ano yung pinaka-arrangement ng span. Tapos yung pinaka-locations class best suited for our substructure. Okay? Tapos syempre class, ano yung soil mo? So we have to investigate class. Kasi technically soil class ang magbubuhat ng lahat. So soil class will drive the very design of our bridge fan. Okay? Tapos syempre anong type ng girder yung pinaka best suited for your bridge given the previous data. Okay? Tapos lastly class, don't forget to include aesthetics when you design a bridge. Yan. Okay? So with that class, pwede na tayo mag-design ng ating architect. Yan. Yan. Okay? So, supposedly, we start again class with the procedure. So ito rin step 2 natin. After class yung ating bridge in general information, pwede na tayo mag-design. So ang unang pinaka-i-design natin class, syempre from top to bottom tayo class. We start with the deck. Okay? Tapos we made the deck concrete as per yung ating discussion a while ago. Yan. So ano yung pinaka procedures. So, ito yung procedure flow chart natin, class. So, makikita nyo, class, meron tayong mga ganito. May mga sections. Yan. Para in a way, class, parang makita nyo kung ano yung proper procedures. Ilagay ko na lang, class, kung ano yung mga sections. Tapos, saang sections tong mga to, class? Supposedly, sa ASH to. Siyempre, di ba, meron naman tayong codes in terms, class, of bridge design. So, meron tayo nung NSCP Volume 2. Meron din namang nilalabas, class, in DPWH. Pero medyo bata pa yung mga yun. Okay, so mas maganda class ang gamitin natin is yung International Standard. Yan, si Aash to class yan. Ito. May nakita ko na to nung last time, di ba? Yan. Yan. Okay? So, kung gusto nyo i-refer class yung mga yan, so in terms class of this step, at dito class yung parang mga codes na ginamit together with the formulas and so on. Okay? Ang gagawin nyo lang class kung gusto nyo makita kung ano yun, i-search nyo lang. So, in-upload ko na rin to class. Dito yung upload natin. Yan. So, okay. So, in-upload ko sa Google Classroom class. Ito, ASH2 LRFD Bridge Design Specifications. So, yan yung reference natin class for the design. Okay? Kasi mas updated to, mas kompleto siya sa UNSC DPWH codes natin. In terms class of ano, ang gabi natin class sa America rin naman nagkagaling yung ating mga ano. Ito naman, accepted to class internationally. So again, class in terms of AASH to, dapat units. Dapat naka sa units tayo class, no? So kaya sa 4th edition, kasi ito yung pinaka-recent na nahanap ko class naka-SI. Okay, so hindi ito technically yung pinaka-updated. Okay, so pero mabagal kasi mag-update si SI kasi sa Amerika, English siya na dun. Okay, so ganun class. So gusto mo hanapin class yung, so we talk about the slump and overhang thickness class. Parang ito yung pinaka sections natin. So kung titignan nyo class, search mo lang dito. So control 5 lang tayo dito class. Yan. Tapos search mo yung 5.12.3. Yan. So, ganun. Medyo naglalab yung ano natin. Pero pwede to class. So again, 5.12.3. Nagdi-delay class yan. Try nyo class. Siguro mabagal lang yung laptop ko kasi kaya siya naglalag. Pero kanina gumana class. Okay? So, tapos tingnan natin. Yan. 5 yun. 1, 2. Yan. 0.3. So, actually, pwede rin naman ganito. Tingnan natin yung table of contents. Punta tayo dun. Again, sinasabi ko lang ang point ko lang dito, class. Itong mga numbers nito, class, is reference to the AH12 or FD specifications. Okay? Pero, ayan, puntahan natin. So, pag na-search mo na, ipapakita lang lahat. So, scroll mo lang ng scroll class hanggang sa umabot siya dun sa next. Hindi ka kinaya. Yan, matatlo na siya. Fourth. Hindi pa yan. Yan. Okay. So, ito, yeah, pag-usapan kasi natin classes parang thickness, no? So, syempre, we are to consider dapat class yung concrete cover kasi kasama dapat yan supposedly dun sa pinaka overall thickness ng ating slab or overhang. Kasama natin yung concrete cover. Okay, so, syempre, by solve kasi natin the effective depth, dapat dagdag natin class yung concrete cover. Okay, so again, numbers here class are in reference to the AASHTO, Bridge Design Specification. Yan. Okay, so move tayo. So again, class in terms of the procedures in designing a concrete, reinforced concrete deck, tails, ano natin. So, same class, syempre, preliminaries ng data. Tapos, we are to determine class kung ano yung thickness ng ating slab. Slab thickness class tsaka overhang. So, minsan kasi class, syempre, kung ito yung slab. Yeah, technically, yung overhang kasi natin class, parang, so, anong definition natin overhang? So, di ba, meron tayong, pero, section, transverse section to class. Okay, so, ito yung bridge natin, no? Bridge A, bridge B. Cut natin dito, tapos pag ganun. Yeah. So, kung plan view to class, ang cut natin is pag ganyan. Yan. Okay. So, looking at the transfer sections class, siyempre, ito. Minsan, ang overhang natin class, medyo iba kasi yung design nun eh. Kasi, di ba, negative movement siya doon. Kumbaga, ito class, medyo gaganyan yung itsura. Yan. Dito class, gaganon lang. Yan. Okay. So, yung design class nung minsan, something ganun, yung slab, medyo iba dun sa overhang. So, minsan, mas makapal yung slab compared dun sa overhang natin. Medyo, yeah. Terms of Kevin thickness ng dalawang ito. Okay? So, after ng class, supposedly, traditional design yung methodology natin. Okay? Wherein, in the traditional design class, we are only to consider dead load tsaka live load. Hirap kasi class pag consider that. So, ito yung sa klase kasi natin. No? So, if you're to consider it quick kasi class, medyo puputok yung ulo natin doon. Okay? So, we consider dead load and live loads only. Yeah. Okay? Tapos, we design class for it to survive. So, strength 1 limit state. Siyempre, matic class yung strength kasi dapat pasok siya in terms of strength. Okay? Tapos, serviceability. Service 1 limit state. So, parang yung pinaka-design natin in terms of traditional design, we are to design our bridge to uh, be safe in terms class of strength 1 limit state, tapos service 1 limit state. Okay? Yan. Tapos, yan. Tapos, we are to design class for the top rebars. Okay? Yeah. Tapos, design for the negative moments. So, merong cases yan class doon sa overhang. So, parang sa overhang, case 1, case 2, case 3, depende class kung anong case doon. Basta dapat class mag-survive siya. Tapos yun, details sa class ng pinaka-deck na. Okay? So, without further ado, we punta tayo sa pinaka-detail. So, ito class yung parang pinaka, ano, kung titignan mo, the thickness of the slab deck may not be equal class to the thickness of yung ating overhang. So, makikita mo dyan class yan. So, titignan mo class, ito yung thickness ng ating slab deck. Tapos, ito plus yung sa overhang. Parang, meron silang difference. Yan. Okay? So, overall, para masabi mo design natin yung deck class, dapat ito yung parang pinaka-design natin. So, nakuha natin ano yung overhang length, ano yung thickness ng deck, bottom cover, top cover, yung kumbaga, ano class. Instead of writing this ones, dapat na ano natin, nalagyan natin ng specs. Hindi kung pagbibili ka class, hindi ka pwedeng bumili ng top cover lang. Sabihin mo kung gaano kakapal yung top cover, yan. Ano yung bottom cover, ano yung thickness nito, ano yung rebar ng interior, ano yung rebar glass ng overhang. Yan. O sa ano yung developmental length niya. So, ito class more or less. Kaya ba kasi yung rebar natin glass, di ba, dun sa overhang, tapos yung rebar natin dito sa loob. So, more or less class, dapat magdidikit yan. Hindi kasi pwedeng dire-diretso. So, ito, 20 mm, tapos biglang rin 25, meron pa tayong steel na gano'n. Different types of rebar class. Kailangan natin silang splice. Okay? Yeah. Tapos, or patchwork class, I mean, kailangan rin natin ng developmental length. Okay? Ito kasi parang pinaka-typical. Yan. Tapos, ano yung design requirement and parameters natin? So, na-discuss naman na natin ito, no? Dun sa flowchart natin. So, ito class yung traditional design. More or less, mag-consider tayo ng one strip ng deck natin. Okay? Yeah. Tapos, ihiwalay natin kasi interior bay dun sa overhang design natin ng deck. Okay? Yan. Tapos, dead load and live load effects for the interior bay. So, the major loads we are to consider class in terms of the design of the deck class. Siyempre, yung dead load ng railing. Tama natin yun. Wearing surface class, yung dead load nun. Yeah. Okay? Tapos, yung self-weight ng deck, kasama class yung mga wearing surface natin. Tapos, syempre, class yung mga HL9 preloading natin. Kasi LRFD yung gagamitin natin dito. Tapos, possible future overlay class. Yeah. Kasi syempre, di ba, supposedly, mas maganda ka sa asphalt pag road. Okay? So, asphalt kasi supposedly, actually, dapat every year, dire-repair yun. Maganda ang asphalt. Pero pag natubigan kasi at class, pagkakabutas-butas, tapos magiging lubak-lubak. Kaya dapat ang asphalt, parang minimaintain natin every year. Yeah, sa Singapore, ganun class. Kaya kung titignan mo yung kalsada nila kasi ang kakapal. Kasi talagang every year, parang may budget sila. Papatukan nila yung nagpapatukan hanggang sa kumapal. Ay, kapag kasi class ya, every year hanggat basta may concentrated rain, parang ganun. Nasisira class yung asphalt natin. Yun yung pinaka-disadvantage in terms of concrete. Okay? Yan. So again, ang i-design natin class is in terms of transfers. Tapos per meter length na lang tayo. So again, ito i-assume natin na 1 meter lagi. Yan yung galawang traditional class. As we are to consider class yung, yeah, pag mag-design tayo class ng interior slab, tapos diba ikiwalay natin yung dito, yung overhang. So we are to consider class, yung parang ito yung pinaka-width na i-consider natin. Ano yung effective width class? Yan. Yeah. Effective width ng isang uh, bib. Okay? Uh, yeah, so siguro ang pinakamahirap dito, no, na-try naman na natin ng module 3 is to compute class for the live load. Dead load kasi class medyo fix yun. Live load kasi class kailangan pag i-analyze asan doon yung position, no, maximum shear or moment. I mean, position ng pinaka HL93 loading natin. Okay, tapos saan mag-occur class yung pinaka maximum shear tsaka moment natin. So, diba, tinesting lang natin, simple supported lang yun, ha? Yung bridges naman natin class, pag multiple spans yun, technically, di lagi ganon. Okay, nag-iiba siya. So, supposedly parang madali class, no? Actually, merong binigay na table si Ash to for 1 meter strip deck live loads. Yan. Okay? Para hindi tayo mahirapan mag-solve. Depende na lang yun class dun sa spacing ng ating ito yung span ba? Paano ba to spacing? Yan. Pwede ko yung span to class. Yan. Parang pinaka-span ng ating deck. Given ang span class, ito yung maximum positive moment, tapos negative. So, parang ito yung sa interior deck, ito plus yung sa overhang. Ayan. Okay? Tapos pag-usapan natin class. So again, we are to design our bridge class to survive two limit states. Strength 1 tsaka service 1. So in terms of strength 1 class, ito yung formula natin. Yan. Ito yung module 1 natin class. Diba? Meron tayong load modifier, ano yung dead load component, dead load, serves dead load, tapos yung live load natin class, plus yung ating dynamic load allowance. Yeah. Ito naman yung previous ano natin. So may mga formulas lang tayo class. Yan. Okay? Yeah. So, uh ito yung mga formulas natin. Formulas natin class, we have to memorize. Okay? So, under limit, strength 1 limit state, meron tayo, ito, Rn. Yan. So, parang yan yung loading natin class. Equation. Okay? medyo ito, weird to solve for the moment. Yan, tapos yan. And so on. So, dito class yung mga meanings niya. So, titingnan natin class. Meron tayong equation 4.4-2. Okay. So, ilan ba? Equations added for the structural limit state design of interior base. Okay. So, meron tayong class to 1. Meron din tayo sa steel ratio. Yan. Okay. Meron din tayo class yan. Or less, ito, galing lang din dun eh. Area of steel, tapos yung reverse spacing. Okay? So, for service one limit state class, so medyo kaiba, no? Dito kasi class, parang ito lang eh. For strength one kasi, we are talking about the strength class of our deck dapat. So, parang ito. Yung nominal strength niya. Okay? For service one naman class, we are talking about the serviceability. So, parang ang galawan natin dito class is sabang S or ano ba, spacing. No rebars, parang gano'n. Okay? Yan. So, equation 1, equation 2, concrete cover naman na dito. Uh, Tapos class, meron din tayo no thickness, tapos tensile strength. Ay, so, parang usapang rebar to. So, parang dito class sa atin, una, for strength one limit state, we're talking about the, yes lang eh. So, kind of concrete class, dimensions, tapos rebars. So, dito rin, ganun. So, para masabi natin na design natin, class dapat, meron tayong design of thickness ng deck. Tapos, the rebars class, orientation, tsaka spacing. Yan. So, mas marami tayo class in terms of the service one limit state formulas. So, again, class, ito, kailangan natin gawan class ng kwento siguro para ma-memorize nyo. Or you have to write it over and over until you memorize it. Kasi wala siyang kwento. Haba eh, no? Ah, siguro, ako kasi gusto kong gawa ng kwento eh. Discuss ko na lang class dun sa ating examples. Yan. Okay? Madami class yan. So, comparing class, strength to limit state, 1, 2. Ay, syempre, hindi natin isama ito class. No? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. For formulas class, for strength 1, for service 1 class, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, yeah, parang meron tayong 8 formulas. Okay? So, in terms of ano class, deck, concrete covers, so we are to follow this table class. No? Ito galing lang dito siya sa AASH to under section 5.12.3. Okay? Dito lang class, ano yung pinaka-situation to direct to salt water tayo class. Ang minimum concrete cover natin class, 100. Against earth class, 75. Coastal class, yan, and so on. Okay? Yan. So, paano ko pag-expose ng class to weather? Suspended lang, ganun. Dito rin siya. Yan. Okay? So, we end our discussion here, class. Next discussion, we are to do the problem solving. So, ito kasi yung itsura ng ano natin. Problems natin sa design ng ating. Yeah, that's all, class. Thank you very much for listening. So, again, next video, we're to discuss yung ating problems. How to design decks using those formulas. Okay? So, again, class, you're to memorize those formulas. Hindi ko siya bibigay sa activities. So, thank you very much for coming, listening. See you on the next video. Bye!